Hello, welcome to the 16th part of the Life Purpose series. Today I'm going to be talking about an important aspect of what is happening as we align ourselves to our life purpose frequency and our life path. Now, if you have been implementing some of the exercises, some of the teachings and wisdom that I have shared in my life purpose series, you have already found that as you line up with your soul's core vibrational frequency, which is what you are in essentially doing is you're lining up with your life path, suddenly all sort of resonant events starts appearing in your life, and suddenly your life feels more and more meaningful because events that appear in your life, engagements that you engage in, as you think, as in the resonant events that you engage in your present moment experience, suddenly makes you feel that you are finally doing what you are meant to do in life, and everything feels more and more meaningful. So in today's lecture, what I'm going to share is a core aspect of what is actually the journey is about, the life purpose journey is about, so that you have more deeper, more grounded understanding of what is actually happening to you as you align yourself to your life purpose, right? So before I begin, I have to let you know that this is an advanced lesson and is only going to be relevant for somebody who has already, evolved to a certain extent in their state of consciousness. So if you have not watched the previous part and lectures of the series, I highly recommend you watch them before you start watching this video. So if you have already watched them and you know all my teachings and all the exercises, you have implemented them. So let's begin. So one essential aspect of what is actually happening and what is the real life purpose journey is about evolution of your state of consciousness. In my lecture, The True Nature of Your Life Purpose, I have already shared that the life purpose is not a place to arrive at or things to achieve or things to, surround with uh, in your, in your reality or, get something in your life, but it is rather about your evolution of state of consciousness, your state of being. Now, if you have that understanding right, now you will understand that as you are making those finer adjustments in your resonance game, as you allow yourself more of resonant events in your life, as you are noticing that your life is becoming more and more filled with synchronistic events, which makes your life feel like very, very relevant, meaningful in many, many ways. Now, the one core understanding that is going to help you is the understanding that where these resonances come from. I've talked a lot about what resonances are in lectures such as translating your resonances, noticing your resonances and all of that lectures. But at this point of time, at this point of your journey, you need to understand that these resonances that are coming to you, suddenly you are getting an intuitive hunch, an intuitive feeling that this is what you should do right now. And you do them, and suddenly a resonant engagement period begins. And it feels good and it feels relevant, and you learn a lot of things. And it's an overall positive evolutionary experience that happens to you. So where does this come from? We have heard about intuition. We have heard about, inner guiding system. In my lecture, Trusting Your Inner Guides, I have already talked about the inner guiding mechanism. Now, I'm going to share a more deeper understanding of what is really happening. That is, by aligning with your life purpose frequency, by aligning yourself to follow your resonances, what you are actually doing is you're walking on your path of evolution, evolution of your consciousness. Now, what happens is, as your soul evolves, as your state of being evolves, what essentially happens is you are going to get access to higher aspects of yourself. What is happening is you are evolving to a more higher version of yourself. That is what is happening. I also have a paid program where I talk in great detail about the evolution of consciousness that is rising up from your victim consciousness to hero consciousness to the wizard state of consciousness. Now, this is what actually is happening, that you are evolving to your higher version. Now, what is this higher version is all about? As a state of consciousness evolves, it perceives realities and state of being which was otherwise not visible to it. Now, these intuitions that are coming to you, this guiding, that the guidance that is coming to you, are essentially your higher aspect, what you can also call your higher mind, or higher state. This higher mind was always present. It was always there. Many people call it, your heart's calling. Many people call it, gut feeling or whatever, intuition. This aspect was always present to you, but it was not paid attention to. It was not consistently, in a focused way, not made use of. And that is why its presence was not capitalized in a way, in order to, navigate in your life in the best possible way. Now that you are lining up to your core vibrational frequency, to your life purpose frequency, what is happening is your state of consciousness is evolving, and it is perceiving more of those higher mind guiding system that is always that was always a part of you, but was not that visible, was not that tangibly felt. Now suddenly it is very, very tangibly felt, and you are making use of it. So more of it is just becoming a natural part of your life. Now, to give an example, suppose your intellect, right? Intellect is a dimension of your experience. A person who has not capitalized on his or her intellect, maybe does not trust his or her intellect much, will take a long time to trust it and capitalize on it and make use of it in order to navigate through life. Now, in the hero state of consciousness, which I also talk about in my program, the paid program, but I'll not go too deep in it. In the victim state of consciousness, a person does not capitalize on his or her intellect much. He or she thinks that he does not have much of capabilities, much of, powers and strength to, to become a great being, and it defends itself. That is why it's a victim state of consciousness. Once a person evolves from victim state of consciousness to the hero state of consciousness, suddenly the person capitalizes on his or her willpower and intellect. He or she trusts on the intellect dimension and makes use of it to navigate through life. Once somebody has explored and exhausted that intellect aspect and willpower aspect, and have noticed that only so much one can achieve and explore and perceive in life through these two dimensions of willpower and intellect, one starts longing for a higher dimensional experience, where if one aligns oneself to one's soul core vibrational frequency and starts following their inner guidance, one will soon arrive at a higher dimension, which is the higher inner guiding mechanism, which is felt as intuition, as a guide working inside you, telling you what you need to do, when you need to do, in an accurate way. But, and this is where, like, where you evolved your wizard dimension, right? Now, this is essentially what is happening. Your state of consciousness is evolving to your higher aspect. Very soon, as you keep following and keep stabilizing and keep integrating the learnings and teachings that are happening through your experience of evolution, very soon your higher dimensional aspect will feel as natural as your previous self has been. It will be a very normal experience. Now what will happen is your experiential reality will change. It's because you will suddenly have a way to perceive reality which is brand new. It's because there is an entire different aspect of consciousness just opened up to you. So nothing will remain the same. Everything will be changed. What I mean is your reality experience will totally shift. You will perceive things in a different way. You already are, but it will be even more dramatic, even more new and vibrant. So this is in essence what is happening. You are evolving to your higher version, right? Now, this is what I wanted to give to you in this lecture, that the life purpose journey is about your evolution of state of consciousness. As you evolve, you will explore more and more evolved state of consciousness, and dimension of life will be opened up to you, right? So I hope that you have watched the last lecture in the finer adjustments lecture, where I talked about how to accelerate your life purpose journey so that you can arrive at this evolutions and experience this new reality experience that I'm talking about. So if you have been doing these finer adjustments, as I mentioned, you will very soon come to this understanding that what is felt as this higher mind, what is felt as your guiding system, inner guides and everything, are actually you. It is not that individualized consciousness, physical mind, body, spirit consciousness that you have been accustomed to, but it is a higher aspect, but it is you nonetheless, right? So I hope this lecture has been enlightening to you in your life purpose journey. If you're watching it in my website, I'd love you to leave a comment. If you're watching it in my YouTube channel, you can also leave a comment letting me know how it has helped you and some of your queries or questions. And you can subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification so that you will be notified whenever I upload a new lecture video in the Life Purpose series. So I will meet you in the next lecture again, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.